problem of our resources and the problem of climate change has now come to our doorstep. Earlier it was an abstract problem, a scientific problem, but now this is a problem that hits you on the face. My name is Pratyush Shankar and I'm the creative lead of the Humboldt Residency 2023 on our precious resources. So the whole idea is to get these talented group of professionals together from different disciplines and get them to brainstorm how we should be thinking differently. And we thought that if we want people to collaborate, we should actually put them middle of nowhere. These are 10 people, almost as if they're put in a reality show. In a few days, they opened up to each other.
In terms of our forest resources, I think we have to develop this awareness that we are part of, an ecosystem, that we cannot live on an island, although we might want to exploit the forest resources for economic reasons. In my research, we looked at Mayan communities in Belize and how they are using climate-smart agricultural practices to address wildfire susceptibility. These practices have been used by communities for centuries, hundreds of years as a way of their traditional practice.
We then moved on to Berlin, which is a city full of distractions, which is also a city of opportunities, because what we started doing in Berlin is we started talking to other professionals. Now this is what the city offers. It offers some of the greatest academics, some of the greatest minds.
Willkommen in der Ausstellung.
I think there's been one idea of what development looks like, and almost like as developing countries want to use the same path that the developed world used to get to where they are right now. And I think we need to unpack that very differently as a developing world, to look at development in a very different way that ensures that we still take care of our resources and our people.
For me, one of our precious resources are people. And then how do we prepare people, how do we prepare this generation that is going to inherit all the problems or the troubles we cause it, including the lack of resource for them.
When I look at beautiful, clean cities, they're hiding a lot of things from us. Cities and societies have a beautiful ability to hide the waste that they produce and shove it somewhere else. It doesn't show you the environmental damage that you all are doing by the amount of consumption that we do.
We human beings cannot produce a city without waste. The city is the most important place we consume the materials and energies. And we have full of the resources here. So how can we make good use of all these issues together? Most important issue when we talk about things. That's why it's how we can change as a human being's choice.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution. So we're developing this online platform where we send out interventions to students to motivate them to behave more sustainably. In particular, we focus on reducing water consumption and reducing energy consumption at home. The entire idea of the project is that we understand now that not everyone reacts the same to these behavioral interventions, but that people react differently. So some people will really be motivated by having a competition or a game, and others not at all. Others really need this positive feedback. So in order to find out which intervention works best and how, we have in the background a machine learning algorithm that monitors the behavior, that sees which intervention works, which didn't, and the goal is to use this information to develop a targeting algorithm that can then decide which intervention has to be used for which individual. And this would make these interventions much more efficient.
A lot of us and a lot of different institutions are trying to create some kind of imaginations of future.
I mean, in my practice, it's always been about opening dialogue to future possibilities and how we can use art as a tool and technology as a tool to reconnect our relationship with nature, and how we can sort of amplify the connections with nature. In a sense, you know, technology can maybe visualize data that, you know, otherwise maybe just by looking at a plant, we don't have that input. Basically, it's just the electrical signals the plant is emitting that we've got it connected to our circuit board. Well, I guess it's all about creative thinking and being able to find new approaches to these sort of same and constant problems that are always going in circles, and these cycles and these patterns that are not broken.
Perhaps it's also time that we excavate the past, we deconstruct the past and make it more relevant for future. Sometimes you need to look back in historical times and find, and it is so easy to find, these wonderful knowledge systems. They figured out ways through centuries of knowledge as to how to live in harmony with nature. So past can be very useful for future.